In the dark and unforgiving world of the criminal justice system, cases involving teenagers capture special attention due to their brutality and the naivete of the criminals involved. These young killers, drawn into a life of crime by peer pressure, display varying levels of emotional distress when slammed with their heavy sentences. Follow us into the world of crime and justice as we showcase haunting stories of killer teens reacting to their sentences.
As 18-year-old Conrad Schaefer walked into the courtroom on April 15, 2016, a look of regret enveloped his face as he prepared to receive the punishment for his crimes. It was back in 2013 when the then 15-year-old Conrad embarked on a shooting spree just for fun, leaving 17-year-old David Guerrero and 22-year-old Eric Rupnerine dead. The sentencing hearing began with a victim's impact statement from one of the victim's parents, who expressed how deeply the incident had affected her and her family. "I don't know about your upbringing, nor do I care, because you violated our home and trespassed uninvited, when you should have been in your home, not ours, taking the life of my child. I will never forgive you, and I pray that you get what you deserve, the maximum punishment." She then rounded up the statement saying that she hoped that Conrad would receive the maximum punishment and that justice would be properly served. As another letter from Eric's mom was being read, Conrad could be seen with his head bowed. He always saw life through a lens of optimism and never failed to make anyone laugh with his lighthearted humor, showing signs of remorse. "Timer stood by me as my son and as my best friend. He was the means by which I experienced love and happiness. He was everything to me. It feels like I'm just standing in the shadows of my son's memory with nowhere to turn." Rosales, no parent, relative, or friend should ever experience the emptiness and grief I do every day from losing my sincere happiness. My son, only a parent. Following the reading of the second statement, Conrad's mother, who appeared to be hearing impaired, was brought into the courtroom to deliver her own statement with the help of an interpreter, revealing her son's battle with depression prior to the incident. No, after that, all the grade declined. They made fun of them, cried. He was depressed. He was upset. I would go back to the school trying to talk to the principal again. It just like they were just not doing anything for. He kept getting promoted from grade to grade. After he went back, right after. Hearing from his mother, the judge granted Conrad the chance to address the court, and he started with an apology. "I'd just like to apologize to the families that I've hurt. I know y'all never forgive me, and I don't expect you to. I don't know if I was in your position, I feel the same way. I was 15 at the time. I'm really sorry for the things I've done, and I know I did wrong. And I know my apologies don't mean nothing to you. I know it ain't gonna change how you feel about me, but I just feel I need to apologize, and I really am sorry for what I've done." As he spoke to the victim's family, the teenager appeared genuinely remorseful, even taking a pause to gather himself before continuing with his statement. "I wish it never happened. I wish I could take it back. I wish I could change things, but I can't. I'm really sorry. Sorry all the family I hurt. It's not something a normal person should do. It's not something anybody should do. Just take lives. I'm really sorry because, I did something wrong. I took somebody's life. It's something you can never get back and never get it back. You don't have one life. Once she dies, it's over. You don't have a chance to have a family. Nothing." After hearing further arguments from the prosecution, who claimed that the horrific crime time deserved the death penalty, the judge finally delivered his ruling. This time is time to pass on 13-2802, sentencing Conrad to 2 consecutive life sentences for the 2 murders. As he was being led out of the courtroom, his facial expression showcased deep sadness, although it's hard to determine whether that was for himself or his victims. After Sierra Halseth and her boyfriend Aaron Guerrero brutally murdered her father, Daniel Halseth, by stabbing him over 70 times, dismembering his body and setting his Las Vegas home on fire, they got caught by the long arm of the law and were forced to face the consequences of their actions. As the teen lovers sat in the courtroom surrounded by other inmates awaiting sentencing, now I'm talking the cancer, the expression on their faces was unreadable. But one thing was clear, they didn't appear remorseful for what they did. Before announcing their sentence, the judge asked if the 2 had anything to say, at which point Sierra got up to read a note she'd written detailing the abuse she allegedly went through at the hands of her father. "He touched me, sexualized me, molested me, slopped me, kissed me, as well as letting others do the same. He sexually harassed and abused me. Sometimes I would just be laying in bed. He would barge in and jump on top of me and just lie there. He would slide my door open, yell at me, then walk away. He degraded me constantly. He was a very vulgar and sexual guy. As she unveiled more disturbing allegations against her father with a shaky and emotional voice, also revealed how one of his friends was allegedly being inappropriate with her while her father did nothing to stop it. I told him that Joey was being sexual with me too, but he said it was because I was tempting him. I show him the text messages between Joey and me, for Joey had said he was masturbating to me and was asking for voice messages from me, saying things that he wanted me to say and how he wanted me to say it. In his text messages, I told him, "No, please stop, I don't want this," or I make excuses that my voice message wouldn't work. My biological father just laughed and blamed me again. I told him about it a second time a few months later, in front of a girl. He was a drug addict and a pedophile. He joked about it and normalized it too. Sometimes when Joey and I were alone, my biological father would call me before him. "Oh, make sure he doesn't try to have sex with you," in a joking manner. Another time, my biological father and me were driving in his car. After she was done with her statement, Guerrero stood up to deliver his own address. But contrary to Sierra, who remained unapologetic for what he did, Guerrero claimed he was sorry. "I can't take back anything that I've done. I want these years to repent and endure the consequences of my actions, so when I might get the chance to release one day, I'll be able to say I learned my lesson. That's all I want to say. Thank you." However, when Dan's family members were given the chance to address the court, they had a whole different perspective, different from Sierra's story. Benjamin, Daniel's brother, had this to say. On Don, his life was the beginning to his kids. He loved them.
More than anything in this world, he had done anything for them. A while back, I met up with a few of his friends that his great, and who made act by his own daughter, and Ahamus has taken him away from much forever. Now he is not even around for his family, and missing every day. Our family wasn't able to choose your punishment, but they both should have gotten death for the life they took. 20 years will never be enough for taking down with you. As he spoke about his brother's impact on his life, Benjamin struggled to maintain composure as his voice became shaky and emotional. The victim's other brother, Thomas, also took the stand to deliver touching impact statement, explaining how Daniel was more of a father figure, I'm not sure that's even possible for being, than a brother. As the impact statements were being read, Sierra showed no emotions whatsoever, and even after the judge gave them both 22 years to life, she remained unmoved, as opposed to Guerrero, who appeared to wipe a tear from his face. Is there plus a consecutive 24 to 60 months in the Nevada Department of Corrections for a deadly weapon agatone, a sentence of life in the Nev Department. But while Sierra couldn't shed a tear even after killing her own father, this next teen killer just couldn't stop crying.